Good morning, Mizzou fans. Gabe DeArmond here with PM in the AM for Wednesday, October 22nd. 3 days until Missouri takes on Vanderbilt in Nashville. And that guy on your screen, Diego Pavia, takes up all of the oxygen when you were talking about this Vanderbilt team. Don't get me wrong, they've got a lot of other players, and they're a good football team. But it all revolves around the Vanderbilt quarterback. Missouri has played good quarterbacks. Ty Simpson's the best. It's hard to compare him to Diego Pavia because they're just so much different. Missouri has played mobile quarterbacks. They have not played anybody like this. And Eli Drinkwitz said it on Tuesday. He said, look, Lenora Sellers and Jalen Daniels are good players, but this guy is the best we've seen at the improvisation. And that's what makes him so good. He just plays so different than anyone else does. It's not the designed runs, it's when the plays break down. And you really saw that against LSU. Guys got out of rush lanes, and Pavia was just absolutely destroying Blake Baker's defense with the kind of off script after the play was broken down. That's when he's at his absolute best. So, how do you defend him? First of all, you've got to pressure him, but you've got to do it in a disciplined way, not in the don't rush him, just keep him in the pocket, because he can hurt you throwing the football without question. And Daniels and Sellers both had success throwing the football against Missouri, so I don't think you just want to let him sit back there with time. But your defensive ends do have to make sure to kind of stay outside, and you can't be giving him wide open lanes to run through. So it's a rush, but it's a somewhat controlled rush. You've got to get to him. You've got to hit him. Vandy's offensive tackles, I think, a little bit questionable. Damon Wilson and Zion Young, as they are in every game, but especially in this game, have to be huge for Missouri. And then you've got to put a spy on Pavia. I mean, you have a guy who is simply mirroring him every snap. Personally, I think Khalil Jacobs is probably the guy most cut out to do it. I would use Dalen Carnell a little bit. I think Missouri will probably use Josiah Trotter at times. So, and maybe Nick Rodriguez as well. I think you've got to change it up. It's different guys. You're giving him different looks. You're trying to confuse him. So he can't just identify at the start, hey, that's my spy every single snap. I do think you have to switch it up and change things. This is Missouri's toughest test so far offensively, in my opinion. I think this is, it's tough to say, but I think this is maybe a harder test than Alabama. Alabama is really good at what they do, but it's much more traditional. This is tougher to defend because you just don't know what Pavia is going to do on any given snap. I think Missouri's going to have to get to at least 27 in this game. Like, Vandy's going to make some plays. Pavia is going to break your hearts and pull something out of nothing a few times in this game. Drinkwitz called him a magician on Tuesday, and I think that's a pretty good term for him. But defense, important. Offense, just as important here. Like, you're going to have to, you can't play offense the way you did against Auburn. The run game has to get going. You can't have the mistakes you had against Alabama. I think you are going to have to score again, get to, I think, at least 27 and maybe into the 30s to win this football game. Later today, I'm going to be talking with Chris Lee of Vandy 24/7. We're going to talk more about Pavia, about the other weapons around him and Vanderbilt's team for our opponent preview. We had media day interviews yesterday, all kinds of stuff on the channel. Make sure you check out all of that out, like it, subscribe to the channel, share what we're doing here. Join us over on PowerMizzou.com. Mailbag goes up later today. Drew King kicking basketball coverage into high gear with the exhibition opener on Friday. Blake Wallace had a story on the women's team this morning. Cody Goodwin obviously covering everything football-wise for us leading up to Mizzou and Vandy on Saturday afternoon. So appreciate you hanging out here, and make sure, once again, to check out everything we've got here on the channel and over at Power Mizzou. Mizzou Vandy, 2:30 ESPN on Saturday. We'll be with you talking about it all week long. See you next time.